Today we're going to talk all about how to keep motivated in your weight loss journey when you really feel like quitting.
We've all been there. Welcome back to Healthy Christian Living with Ruth and Casey. Today we're going to talk all about a little word called resiliency. Now, this has so much to do when we consider the topic of staying motivated on our weight loss journey.
Because, I'm going to say right up front, our motivation seems to wane pretty quickly after we start the next fad diet.
Oh, yeah. And I think weight loss is not a fast journey. We want it to be, but it just isn't. Unfortunately, it takes time. It's a process. It's not something that happens overnight. Even if you have a small amount of weight to lose, like 10 or 20 pounds, it still takes time. It does not happen as fast as we want.
And here's a little secret. Quitting is not going to help the process.
It absolutely is not. In fact, there's a little saying that goes something like, keep going, because if you look back at, your past self, and if your past self could see how far you'd come, that's exactly where you wanted to be. So keep going. Don't quit now.
That's right. So if you like what you're hearing right now, we're just going to ask that you click the subscribe button and maybe, also click on that little bell notification so you don't miss the upcoming videos. But we're really glad that you're here with us today, talking all about weight loss, motivation, and not quitting.
Exactly. So the first question we really have to ask ourselves is, why do we quit?
Why does our motivation wane when we really deep down want to shed the pounds?
Mm-hmm. First and foremost, I want to say it's because losing weight is hard. And anybody who tells you that it's easy, that, it's just going to fall off,
they're from another planet.
That's the perfect way to say it. Because it's not an easy journey. It's uncomfortable.
So everything that we do in our life that's hard, if you look back at all the hard things that you've done in your life and you've conquered them or you've overcome them, because we like to say we're overcomers, we know that they have been difficult. That road was hard.
But you kept at it.
That's right. And that's why you were an overcomer. We just can't quit. We can't give in to ditching it all. Like so often we start these perpetual fad diets on Monday morning, but by Tuesday afternoon, we've already given that up because that was too difficult.
Yeah, or, it was too hard. The process feels like it goes too slow. Maybe you lasted for a week or two, but the scale didn't move as fast or as much as you wanted. And so you're like, well, it's not working. I'm just going to quit. Usually we have something that doesn't go right or doesn't go how we think it should go.
That's right.
And then we ditch it all.
Or maybe, we step on the scale in like 2 days and we still haven't seen a result.
Yeah.
So we go, what's the point?
Yeah.
Well,
First we have to understand why we quit. And, I think almost any reason that we quit can be summed up with it feels too hard or too overwhelming, or the results didn't come fast enough when we're talking about weight loss.
That's right.
So first we have to understand why we quit. Then what we have to start doing in order to bounce back, in order to be resilient, in order to stay motivated, is we have to start managing our expectations, which could also be known as our goals.
That's right. And the other thing that we have to decide is to be committed for the long haul, for a lifestyle. We are sick and tired of the diets. And so we've ditched our diet completely.
Forever.
And we are living the WeighDown Lifestyle. Why? Because it works, because it is sustainable, because it's not too hard for the long haul. And so we have to be intentional about choosing a plan that actually fits our lifestyle, or that we're willing to go full in to a new lifestyle.
Yeah.
But it has to be something that's sustainable for the long haul.
And I think we have to consider also the mindset piece of going into it, knowing that it's going to be challenging, but we can do hard things. We often talk about, we have to choose our hard. It's hard to stay stuck and to stay overweight and to feel unhappy and to stay, stuck in a body that hurts, that you're embarrassed about. That's hard.
That's really hard.
Yeah.
In fact, that's actually harder than having a lifestyle that you love. Because when you find a lifestyle plan that you love and you know that it's pleasing to God because you're treating your body like a temple, then the journey isn't so hard. Pretty soon, in not very much time, you will realize that, wow, this isn't as hard as I thought it would be.
Yeah, exactly. And so first we have to understand why we quit. Then we have to start looking at our mindset and start finding ways to become more resilient and to bounce back by looking at our expectations and our goals. And we like to say, you know, with the thousands of women who we have coached through their weight loss journeys, the biggest piece of advice that we can give you for staying motivated is this. You have to create small baby steps along the way that create wins for yourself so that you build the confidence in yourself that you can do this, that you are doing it, that you are winning, that you are meeting goals, and then you will keep going.
Absolutely. Very well said. You have to have celebratory moments along the way. And we call those wins. Now, when we celebrate our wins, does that mean we ditch it all and go eat unhealthy? No, it has nothing to do with food per se. It has to do with winning in our minds, winning in our lifestyle, winning to please God. And we celebrate the wins. We're thankful. We are resilient. We bounce back when we fall down. Are we going to fall down? Yes, we are going to fall down because why? It's hard. And you know, it's just like little children. We all know and have watched little children. But when a child is learning to walk, they fall down multiple times in a day, maybe multiple times in an hour. But they get up after each fall. They're resilient. They just bounce back up. And that's what we have to learn to do.
Yeah. And so with that resiliency and creating those small baby steps along the way, when you do fall down, it's about making the next decision count. That's all you think about. You think about the next decision. You don't think about, you know, tomorrow. You don't think about next week. You don't think about the vacation you've got coming up. You think about the next decision. And then you set yourself a goal that the next decision is going to matter and you're going to make the right decision for the next one. And then when you do, then that's where you've created a win for yourself. You know, if your next decision is that you are going to, you know, fill half your plate with vegetables at your next meal,
that's a huge win.
That's a huge win. And then when you do it, you're like giving yourself this proverbial pat on the back because you did it.
That's
and
right.
Something like that, when it's as simple as filling half your plate with vegetables, you know you can do that. You know, you're not saying, oh, I'm going to lose 15 pounds by next Wednesday. Well, you know you can't do that.
That's
so
right.
when
That's
you
not sustainable.
No, and not
realistic.
No. And so if you're setting these overwhelmingly humongous goals for yourself, then you're going to feel overwhelmed and not do anything.
That's right. And that, I just want to say, that brings me to this thought that we often talk about is like in today's society where everything's instant, I'm going to say your weight loss is not instant. You know, we live in this instant gratification, but I don't know who it is that says, but we live in a crock pot reality. So in our weight loss motivation journey, it's that reality. It's a crock pot. And it sizzles along the way, right? And we have to find those little sizzles. And so when you believe in yourself and you create those little goals and you get the win, you're going to be excited and you're going to celebrate the little sizzles.
Well said. So, you know, as you watch this video and you're thinking, okay, but how do I implement this? Here's how you implement it. You decide that there are certain small baby steps that you are going to meet every day. Maybe it's about drinking your 8 glasses of water today, okay? And you're focused on today. You're focused on the 8 glasses of water today. Maybe it's about not snacking after dinner. Then, you know, if that's your goal for today, if that's your small baby step for today, then make the plan, execute the plan, feel good about the plan, and then you are creating those wins or that little sizzle for yourself where you're like, whoo, I did it. And now I can do it again tomorrow.
And do a little happy dance for yourself or pat yourself on the back, like you said. Do something. You know, sometimes we do jumping jacks. Just because it also lightens our mood, it makes us happy, makes us feel good, and it's like celebrating a win.
So if you're struggling on your weight loss journey, first of all, ask yourself where you are losing the motivation. Is it because it's too hard? Is it because you're doing something too restrictive? Is it because you know, you have this idea in your head that, you know, you're never going to get there anyway because who could lose 100 pounds? Like it's just too big and too overwhelming.
Are you bored? Is the process too slow? What is it that's making your motivation wane?
And then start to manage your goals and your expectations. So when you have that 100-pound weight loss expectation, you've got to change that up. You've got to start managing that goal and that expectation and breaking it down into small baby steps where you create these wins for yourself.
And you celebrate a 1 pound loss because that's a big win.
Exactly. And this is a topic for another video, but you have to celebrate the non-scale victories even more than the on-scale victories. That's we really should do another video about non-scale victories because
so look for that because it's coming.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
So right now, we just want to invite you to go and check out. We have a great 5-step decision-making guide. And all you have to do is go to shouldideatthat.com.
Exactly. The link will be down below in the description. And this is our 5-step decision-making guide that is helping tons and tons of women as they navigate the decisions that they're making on their weight loss journeys, myself included.
It's helping them make the right decision, and it's going to help you do that too.
Exactly. So make sure that you go grab your free copy. And until next time, treat your body like a temple, not a trash can.